Alright, I had somebody ask me what the difference between an RS chamber and an S chamber was. So I answered them back saying I will do a video. It would be the easiest way to describe the differences. So I'm going to do the difference between a Leslie S chamber, a Leslie RS chamber, and also might as well do a Nathan P chamber and a Nathan K chamber. Alrighty, here we go. Let's start out with the Leslie S chamber. Okay, Leslie S chamber, you have a back cap. This is a dome back. You also have tab back chambers, which are the same as the dome back chamber on the inside. You have the stem for the diffuser plate. It's attached in there like that. Then you have the diaphragm. Cleaned it off, it's a little damp. Goes in to the back cap, and then you have the ring that goes in, and then there's 3 small screws, retaining screws, to hold it in place. And there is the nozzle housing. Okay, that's that. And now we have the RS chamber, which has no void in it for the diffuser plate, because it has no diffuser plate. It's flat in the back. It has a spike hollow, which I guess works as the diffuser plate. Okay. Here is an RS diaphragm, the really nice one. This came out of my new old stock RS31 horn. Has the silicone ring around it, where the S diaphragm does not. Okay, here is an RS diaphragm that has lost its silicone, and this is an S diaphragm. The RS diaphragm is a little bit thicker than the S diaphragm. Okay, here is the inside of a RS chamber. Diffuser ring is down on the inside, where the nozzle housing for the S chamber does not have that. Okay, on the RS has in the back side, the S chamber does not take anything. The RS chamber, see if I can get the head gasket out. On the back side, it's hollow versus solid on the S chamber. And it takes a head donut. Goes in there like that. Okay, on the S chambers, they take a nut and bolt. These are threaded, the brass are threaded through. The first generation of the aluminum tabbies are also threaded through. Then they went to a nut because they found the aluminum was stripping. On the RS chamber, the new chambers, I've got some new chambers. They do not come threaded, the holes for the back cap. They're an oversized hole. You cannot use a standard tap, 1/4-20 tap, or 5/16 tap, I should say, to tap the holes. You have to use either a hex thread tap or a hex thread bolt. These are a special bolt for the using on the RS chambers. If you can see it, it's hard to see. It looks like it's been squashed in 3 places. This is a thread forming bolt. It's called a hex threading bolt. These are the ones you have to use on the RS chambers or you will destroy the threads. I learned that. I destroyed a couple of chambers. Okay, so that's what we've got for that. That's the difference between the two chambers for Leslie. Now let's go to Nathan. Okay, here's a Nathan K chamber. This has been modified. I cut it off a broken bell. I got 5 of them. I modified them so they will fit a Leslie horn. So this really changes the horns. It deepens the tone of the Leslie bells big time by using K chambers. A little creation I came up with. Alright. Okay, you have your back cap. And on the Nathan chamber, it takes a diaphragm on the K chamber, and then a cushion, and then another diaphragm. Goes together like so. You have the nozzle surface. You have 3 bolts that hold in the diffuser ring, and this just sits on here like so. And that's the Nathan K chamber. Nice and simple. Now we have a Nathan P chamber. Okay. You have your back cap. You have a cushion ring. There's a fatter cushion ring and a thinner cushion ring. Fatter cushion ring goes in first, then the diaphragm, and then the thinner cushion ring, and then they get placed inside of the chamber, the nozzle side, versus in the back cap on the K chamber, it goes in the nozzle side, the horn side, on the P chamber. You have a rubber nozzle for the P chamber. You can see the spring, where the spring goes here. I don't have an extra spring to show you when it's out. I'm not pulling this one out because they're a bugger to get back in. And the spring helps retain the rubber nozzle in, which makes the P horn the most simple horn, the easiest horn to repair, and just makes it so much easier. And I guess, I'm not too sure, but I think this is an old cast. I think that's what they call a ghost oval. It's got the oval shape, but it's a round hole, so I think that's the ghost oval. Some P horns have double diaphragms. You'd have a diaphragm going against the nozzle. Get this right here. Yeah. Cushion, diaphragm, cushion, and then another diaphragm. Thick cushion towards the back cap. I do have a P0 cast that I have double diaphragms with extra thick diaphragms in now. It sounds really awesome. So that's pretty much the difference between them. Like I say, the P bells, make sure the thin gasket goes in first. That makes a big difference. Okay, there was one other thing I'm forgetting about here. Uh-oh. Okay, I guess we're good. So that's basically the difference between the power chambers. I didn't take apart an M horn because they take a little more work to put back together. So I didn't do a video of an M horn, but here's a diaphragm. It's got the instructions on it. This is a brand new Leslie A200 diaphragm. Brand spanking new. It's never made a chirp. No. I get a A200 that I'm restoring, and this is the diaphragm for it, but that's how big that one is compared to, say, Nathan P. My arms aren't long enough. And an A200. These are like made out of like a Bakelite. Okay, so there you have it. There's the differences between the chambers. Oh, the other thing that I learned on the RS chambers, you have your back cap, okay, spiked down. You have the chamber with the little tiny hole in it. This little tiny hole, the sweet spot for that hole, it seems to make a difference. Somebody taught me this, and I've been doing it, and I have noticed a little bit of a difference. You want the little hole at 5 o'clock. Put the little hole at 5 o'clock. That's the sweet spot for the RS chamber. Alrighty, everybody. The other thing I like to do is a little bit of silicone spray on the rubber when I put these together. Helps them from stick. If you want to take them apart, you can. The easiest way to get it out when it is stuck is you take a blowgun with a rubber nozzle on it and blow air into the little hole, and it'll pop it right out. Don't pick at it or anything with a pin or a hook or anything. You'll destroy the silicone. Okay, everybody, that's what we got. Happy day.